Hello everyone, today we are looking at Penrith. So Penrith is a Queenstown project and we haven't had any launch since 7 years because the last launch was in 2018 itself, and in the whole location itself there's very limited supply. Some of the supplies that we have include Stirling Residences, Commonwealth Tower, Queen's Peak and also the Margaret Ville. So today I will also be sharing with you about all the different resale projects in terms of the price and the layout, and moving forward if you want to exit after you enter into Penrith, is this project price asking too high for a start? So watch to the end of the video to understand about the Penrith pros and cons and whether you should enter into Penrith or consider the resale projects in the Queenstown area. So this is a total full review about the Penrith. So for this video itself, there are 5 steps that I'll go through with you. Firstly is actually the introduction of Penrith itself and also Queenstown unique selling point. Why is Queenstown so popular among Singaporeans and why do people like to stay in Queenstown? Secondly is about the location for Penrith. Do you know that Penrith is only 4 minutes walk to the MRT station and it's a very convenient location also. So step 3 is about the prices. We'll look at the entry price for Penrith and also the resale prices for the projects that are nearby Penrith itself. This is very important because when you want to exit in the future, this will actually affect you, and what we will be looking into is actually the 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom and the 4-bedroom layouts itself, because these are the units that Penrith have. So step 4, we are actually looking at the layouts for all the different resales condo that are actually around the Penrith right now. The exact layout for Penrith is not out yet, so do watch my part 2 video of the Penrith to understand more about the Penrith layouts and which direction facing or price should you actually enter or exit at for the part 2 video of the Penrith. And step 5, last but not least, we also understand about the Penrith Queenstown upcoming transformation. What is the future price and also the government led bids? How easy will it be for you to actually exit if you were to actually get into Penrith today? And last but not least, I'll actually summarize Penrith as a whole and what should you look out for if you want to join Penrith. So if you just want to know a summary, you can actually skip all the way to the end of the video. So before I begin, please save the dates. So these are all the important dates that you need to save because quarter 3 of 2025 have a lot of new launches, and if you are not sure about what are the upcoming new launches, I actually have a video over here which I share about all the upcoming new launches as a whole. So this is actually a 13 minutes video where I share all the 5 different new launches and what kind of buyers should look out for what kind of projects. And right now we're actually looking at Penrith. So for Penrith itself, the preview is on 3 October and the booking date is on 18 October. So if you want to catch the Penrith show flat, you can actually start to do so through the VVIP preview on the 3rd October. You can actually contact me at 94314533 over here on top of the slides, so that you can have more information and be one of the first one to visit the show flat. And also if you haven't already done so, please help me to subscribe to my channel because I actually spend a lot of time to prepare all this information so that it benefits you. So after Penrith, what do we have in the pipeline for quarter 3? We actually also have the Ville Residences, Zion Grand that is at the Orchard area. These dates for the Zion Grand and the Sand is actually to be confirmed, and these are the CCR projects. So what is Penrith all about and why is it so hyped up right now? So here's a quick introduction. Penrith is actually in District 3 itself with 462 units, and the estimated TOP date will be April 2029. So it'll be a 2 towers of 40 stories itself. The developer is actually very famous by Coco Land and Hong Leong, so they are also the developers that have sold the Stirling Residences, which make it a very hot purchase. So when you see that there's actually Coco Land and Hong Leong, likelihood there could be priority purchase, and in this development itself there's also priority purchase. So you need to watch to the end of the video to understand what you want to do for the priority purchase, because priority purchase means that you can actually buy the unit on day 0 and skip the queue on top of other people besides the balloting day itself. So how much is the land bid cost of Penrith? So the land bid cost of Penrith is actually $1,154 PSF PPR per plot ratio. This is actually a very good price, as this price is very similar to the OCR prices as compared to the current market right now. So you're actually getting a better location for a similar price or for a cheaper price, and the launch price is estimated to be around 2,600 PSF on average. So there will be some units that are priced cheaper, some units that are priced higher, because this is a total of 40 story units itself. And this will be a very short walk to the Queenstown MRT, and it will be a fully sheltered walkway. You just need 4 minutes, then you can walk all the way to Penrith. It will be very comfortable for you to not have a car also, because it's within walking distance to the MRT itself. And being in a neighborhood whereby it's more suitable for like families, there will also be a childcare center within the development that is around 500 square meters. So this is actually a very good size, because 500 square meters is around 5,000 plus square feet, whereby you have a lot of rooms and facilities for the child. And it's also right next to the Queenstown primary school, and that's why this is actually one of the more popular projects of this year and in Q3 itself. So in total, right, we have a few layouts over here. We have 2-bedroom layout, 3-bedroom layout, and also the 4-bedroom layout. Because it's subjected to approval, right now we only have the smaller size unit and also the bigger size unit, and these are the estimated sizes for this 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom right now. So if you haven't already done so, please help me to join my Telegram group chat, where I'll actually share with you all the free updated market information about new launches and what you can actually look out for next. Next, I'll also share with you 3 important reasons why you should view the show flat with me for the Penrith, even though you're thinking, maybe I'm not taking action anytime soon, or I'm not very familiar with Queenstown, or I don't know whether Queenstown is right for me. There are 3 important reasons why you shouldn't miss Penrith, because this is a very, very interesting project. So firstly, what we have here is that Queenstown is a very, very popular estate, and there's a very, very strong interest. Do you know that across the whole east-west line itself, very close to the Queenstown, in fact, Queenstown is actually one of the more popular MRT stop and location whereby the prices are actually performing much more better than the nearby MRT station. So here we have actually is the nearby MRT station includes Redhill, Tiong Bahru, and also the Commonwealth. So we can see that the Redhill from year 2015 to year 2025, so a total of 10 years, the price increased by 57%, and for Tiong Bahru increased by 54% for this whole 10 years. Commonwealth increased by 63%, and how much did Queenstown actually increase over these 10 years? Queenstown actually outperformed all these nearby MRT stations and increased a total of 83% over 10 years, and that means that on average, they actually increased around 8% a year for all the condo prices. So this is actually a very, very good performance as compared to the other districts and areas in Singapore, and that's why Queenstown is something that you should definitely consider. So here we have all the resale prices that are on average, which means they are actually taking into account of the 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom and 5-bedroom. On average, how much is the average price for the whole entire development? So some prices might be lower. On average, as you can see, Queenstown actually outperformed as compared to all the others nearby MRT station, including the Commonwealth, Redhill, and also Tiong Bahru, because it's actually a very, very good location, which I will share with you more about the location later on. So hearing that Queenstown made over 82% increase in price over the 10 years, they're actually one of the better performing projects. Do you know how much profits do the Queenstown project actually get at the end of the day? So this is actually one of the projects which I will share with you later on, and these are the profits for 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom. So here we can see that for 2-bedroom on average, they're earning around 288,000 on average, and the maximum profit for just a 2-bedroom is 639,000. Your ROI, return on investment, is actually very high when you invest into Queenstown. And so for the 3-bedroom, the profits are averaging around 511,000 itself, up to 763,000. And for the 4-bedroom, they have a very, very fantastic profits from 927 up to $1.198 million. So Queenstown is really a project whereby you can aim to do long-term investment or short-term investment, because your profits can hit up to $1 million, and by just sitting down and doing your routine daily life, you get to have your money work harder for you. So you can have very, very attractive profits when you actually invest into Queenstown, regardless whether you're planning to rent it out or you're staying inside Queenstown itself. So you should definitely take a look at this Penrith at the show flat itself. And the third reason why Queenstown is something that you can consider is because for Queenstown itself, we have a lot of demand from the HDB upgraders, and also for the HDB upgraders, you know how much they're actually selling. So we've seen the news, usually there's always an all-time high for Dawson flats, because Dawson HDB flats are at a very, very good location, and some of the flats for 4-bedroom are going as high as $1 million, and for the 5-bedroom, they're going as high as $1.658 million. So what does $1 million or $1.568 million actually mean to the seller that sell the unit? because they actually bought the unit at a very cheap price back then, maybe 500,000, 600,000 or 700,000. This means that, even if it increased to 1.5 plus million, they are actually having a lot of profits and a lot of cash on hand after staying in this Dawson HDB, and they are able to upgrade comfortably to a condo nearby because these are the locations that they actually prefer at the end of the day. So going to Queenstown, Penrith, that there will always be demand for this project, and the supply is very low in this whole area. So the 3 reasons that you shouldn't miss the show flat for the Penrith is because number 1, Queenstown is a very popular location, and whereby there will be a lot of demand, and number 2, because you can actually earn a lot of profits when you stay up to $1 million, and number 3, because the $1 million HDB flats, they are able to upgrade comfortably, and you can actually exit this investment very easily at the end of the day. So where is the Penrith actually located? Since I already shared with you that it's very close to the Queenstown MRT. So as you can see here, there will be a fully covered shelter walkway all the way to the Penrith, which means that you can reach the Penrith house within 4 minutes walk away from the MRT station. It will be very convenient. You do not need to scare about the rain because this will be a fully sheltered walkway. And also right beside this Penrith itself, you can see that there's a Queenstown Primary School. So if you are someone who have kids or your kids is already attending the Queenstown Primary School, once they wake up, they can actually just exit the house and reach the primary school very fast. So this is a very good location, close to the MRT station, close to amenities, and also close to primary school. And in terms of amenities, when I say it's convenient, what does it mean? So we have many amenities including the Dawson Place, the IKEA, the Anchor Point, Queenstown Shopping Centre, Alexandra Hospital, Margaret Drive Hawker Centre. So whether you are buying furniture, you're going to eat, or you want to go shop, everything is actually covered for, or you want to go to hospital, it's very convenient. We are also very easily accessible by 2 expressway, which is the AYE and CTE. So very convenient for you to drive to Orchard or CBD towards this direction. And if you were to enter into Penrith, let's say on average of 2,600 PSF itself, how are the neighbours doing so far nearby? So nearby we have a few condos right now, which includes the Margaret, Ville, Commonwealth Tower, Queen's Peak, Queens, and also the Stirling Residences. So the newer projects are actually all of these except the Queens, which is one of the older projects, which later on I'll actually go through with you the resale comparables based on these 4 main projects itself. So how will the view of Penrith be like, and will it be actually better than the other resale condos out there? Yes, as you can see, this is the total unobstructed view that we have over here at Penrith as compared to the other projects in the area itself. We have unblocked greenery view, and this is actually very beautiful. On satellite, this is how the unblocked greenery view will look like. So depending on which direction you are facing, you can see the greenery view over here is actually very beautiful. And in fact, do you know that for the Dawson HDB flats, the ones that are more premium facing, sometimes it's actually the ones that are facing the greenery view, because people more often they want to face the greenery view, versus the other side, if you're not facing the greenery view, you'll be facing the city view over here itself. So in Penrith, you have wonderful views. Either you get the greenery view or you actually get the city view itself. So now I'll move on to the Penrith 2-bedroom analysis. As shared earlier, for Penrith, we have 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4-bedroom layouts. The layout is not out right now, so we'll take in comparison to the resale layout of the condos nearby Penrith. So nearby Penrith, for the condos, we'll first compare the prices, then compare the layout, so that you can understand what you should look out for if you were to go into a new launch. What kind of prices are acceptable to the public? What kind of layouts are preferred when you actually go on the booking day for the Penrith show flat? So these are actually the 2-bedroom transacted prices over the past 1 year, and here we have the 4 nearby projects. Firstly is Stirling Residences, Commonwealth Tower, Queen's Peak, and the Margaret View itself. And when we look at the size usually ranges around 600 plus square feet all the way to 700 plus, 800 plus. Usually the 900 plus is the penthouse itself. So when we look at the layout size itself, 2-bedroom ranges around 600 plus square feet, and that is before harmonization. So for Penrith, it will be after harmonization, and the square feet size that we have over here at Penrith will be 612 and 678 square feet itself. So the highest price that is transacted is actually $2,589. On average, the PSF is around $2,300. From here, we can see that more of the sales are actually coming from the Stirling Residences. What does it mean? There are actually more demand for newer condos, which right now the newest condo is Stirling Residences, which is Stirling Residences before the Penrith that is launched. And for these two sizes that the Penrith actually have, right, if the price is averaging around 2006 itself, what we can expect is that for the 614 square feet, the price will be from $1.59 million, and for 678 square feet, the price will be from $1.762 million. So the higher floor up to level 40 will have a higher PSF, and if the developer is feeling generous, they might launch it at a cheaper price, maybe 2,550. Then the launch price will be starting from 1.56 something. Okay, then the launch price is starting from 1.56. So we can expect the 2-bedroom to be priced either 1.5 upwards or 1.7 upwards, depending on which layout you actually prefer. I'm guessing it will either be a 2-bed 1-bath for the 614 and then 2-bed 2-bath for the 678 square feet itself. So for the launch price of average 2,600, is it actually worth it? It's worth it because of a few factors. Number one, this is after harmonization. So usually after harmonization, what we can have is that the price is actually higher by maybe 6 to 7%, because right now we do not include the aircon latch inside the square feet size itself. And also secondly, the transacted price for these Stirling Residences is already very close to the 2,600 PSF, and Stirling Residences was actually TOP in 2022 versus this project will be TOP in 2029. So right now it's very close in terms of the price for a resale and a new launch, and that's why it makes sense to consider if the price is very close to 2,600 PSF for the Penrith itself. How about the layout over the years, and do the other resale projects have a better layout for the 2-bedroom itself? So now we'll take a look at the 2-bedroom layouts for the nearby projects. So we have over here is the Commonwealth Towers, followed by Queenstown, Margaret, Ville, and also Stirling. So these projects are actually released one by one. So this is TOP in 2022, 2021, 2020 and 2017. So Commonwealth Tower will be one of the older projects as compared to the Penrith itself. We will see from left to right. So being a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom layout, usually the layouts are very standard. You have a bigger master bedroom followed by a smaller common room, and then you have 2-bedroom. So the main difference here is actually the kitchen itself. Of course, sometimes the kitchen vary. It could be a L-shaped kitchen, or it could be just a I-shaped kitchen, or it could be an enclosable kitchen that you can close. So usually what buyers or tenants actually prefer is something that can be enclosable, because when it can be enclosed, if you're doing heavy cooking or if you are someone who like to cook, then this kitchen will not be an issue to both the tenant or the person that is staying inside the flat. Over time, you can see that the layout have improved, and if there are different layouts for the Penrith floor plan, then I would recommend for you to choose the kitchen that is actually enclosable or something that have more cupboard first before we prioritize the next layout. Take note for Queenstown, because the architecture is actually much more unique. Most of the balcony are actually curvy itself. This is something that some buyers like and some buyers do not like itself. So no worries, right now most of the developer layout have a more rectangular balcony, and I guess Penrith balcony will also be more rectangular and regular. So if you're someone with a budget of around 1.6–1.7 million looking for a 2-bed 2-bath, then you should really consider Penrith because this is a very good location as shared earlier, and usually the layouts by Coco Land and Hong Leong is very nice. And now we'll actually move on to the 3-bedroom analysis. For the 3-bedroom, I believe there will be a few layouts for Penrith, because the people who are usually buying into Queenstown, they are staying in Queenstown itself, and they are usually families. So we will expect more 3-bedroom layouts in this Penrith itself, and maybe there could be more than 5 layouts, because previously the Stirling Residences have many different 3-bedroom layouts, but the difference are very small. You really have to zoom in and understand. Sometimes it's the yard area, sometimes it's the foyer area. So now we'll understand more about Penrith nearby comparables, price, and also the layout. So for the Queenstown nearby resale, the sizes are all around 800 plus square feet to around 1000 plus square feet. And for the Penrith, because it's currently harmonized, we do see that the square feet now is 786 square feet. This size might seem small, but it's actually very comfortable for a small family, and we do see market accepting this kind of sizes right now. Because there will be a few layouts for the Penrith itself, so it will be a range from 786 all the way to 1066 square feet for the Penrith. So for the Stirling Residences, once again, because it's actually one of the more popular projects in Queenstown itself, we can see the highest transacted PSF is actually 2,577 PSF, and on average the price is around 2,437 PSF. So if Penrith is launching at 2,600 PSF, for new development, new facilities that is already renovated, will 2006 actually make sense? I would say yes, because it's very close to the resale price right now at Stirling Residences, and because also the Stirling Residences is actually not harmonized yet at the moment. So if the developer was to launch on average of 2,600 PSF for the Penrith right now, the price that we can be expecting for the 3-bedroom will be around 2 million all the way to 2.77 million for a start. And the highest price that we'll see for the Penrith 3-bedroom will be up to $2.9 million for the 3-bedroom at Penrith. Here again, we have some of the layouts from the Queenstown resale. Looking at all these nearby floor plans that are acceptable, there is no odd shapes that are around this area itself. So the main difference for all these different layouts is also the kitchen. So you can see here, once again, the 3-bedroom can be enclosed here in this, but there is one floor plan whereby the kitchen cannot be enclosed and it's actually a L shape. So these are the small details that you need to take note of. And also sometimes the difference in size will come out from the foyer. So because of all this smaller space, or maybe a space whereby you can put the shoe rack itself, then it will actually create a slight difference in terms of the floor plan, which I will share with you in the part 2 of the video when all the floor plan is actually ready and shared by the developer. So for the bigger families and also long-term investors, you can consider the 4-bedroom in Penrith, because usually the bigger layouts are much more rare in all these areas. So there'll be buyers looking at the 4-bedroom layout, because most of the 4-bedroom owners are actually buying for staying, and very little owners are buying for investment just to sell it right after TOP. So here we have the prices of the 4-bedroom in the nearby. So for 4-bedroom at Stirling Residences, they have already reached more than 2,638 PSF, and on average is already 2,542 PSF. Why is this PSF actually higher? Likely it's also because the 4-bedroom have very low supply, and we see that there is much more demand for the 4-bedroom, whereby families are upgrading from the Dawson HDB with $1 million profit going to the condo itself. So that's why they are looking to upgrade to have one more extra room size. So 4-bedroom is a fantastic choice if you're able to stretch your budget, or if you have a budget of around $3 million to $3.5 million for buying into Penrith itself. So for the sizes around Penrith itself, the resale sizes are ranging around 1,100 all the way up to 1,500 in terms of the size. But for Queen's Peak, the size is slightly bigger because Queen's Peak have a bigger balcony. And for Penrith, the smaller size will be 1,173 and the larger size will be 1,281 square feet after harmonization. If they were to launch around 2,600 PSF or average, the starting from price for the smaller 4-bedroom will be 3 million and the larger one will be from $3.3 million itself, all the way up to 3.5 million for the higher floors in the Penrith. So because 4-bedroom are usually for staying, so the layouts are much more important for buyers that are buying into the Penrith. These are some differences that we can see from the nearby resale condos. And if Penrith have a better layout, then I'll recommend considering Penrith as compared to these layouts. So for the Commonwealth towers, one positive thing is that they actually have a small yard whereby you can hang your clothes. And for the Queen's Peak earlier, the square foot size is very huge because they have a extra balcony and they also have a private lift over here. So for these spaces, some people will actually appreciate because they like the privacy and they like to have a better view of the surrounding, while some buyers feel that it's a waste of space because this actually adds up into the whole pricing itself. So it depends on the quantum and budget that you have that before you decide whether a resale or a Penrith is actually better for you. And for the Margaret Drive, it could improve in terms of the utility itself. The utility is this size, but it does not have a door because it needs to go to the WC. And what it means is that you cannot put a lot of storage around here. Maximum you can put one shelf over here and that's it for the utility. And for the Stirling Residences, it have a very good layout, I must say, because it's split into both wet kitchen and also dry kitchen. And the storage is actually flexi, whereby you have 2 doors to decide whether you want to use this as a storage or maybe as a study itself. So out of these 4 layouts, I would say that Stirling have one of the better layouts, and usually it's because over the years the developer have learned what the buyers like and improve their layout. So likelihood Penrith will be having a better layout, and I'll actually share with you in the next video. So for Penrith, we do not have a 5-bedroom layout. So 4-bedroom is the largest size that we have. If you are someone who wants to go for a 5-bedroom layout, then perhaps you should consider the other developments nearby or the other 5-bedroom new launches that are still being underpriced at the moment. Or alternatively, if you're a long-term investor looking for a 5-bedroom, in my next video I'll also share with you about the Ville Residences. They have a 5-bedroom, and in that project itself you have a very good unblocked view of the greenery. You're also very close to Nanhua School, which is within 1 kilometer away, so this is very exciting. And if you're only looking for a 5-bedroom, you can also consider that project. So right now you might be thinking, is the price too high? Should I go for resale instead? And how are the prices in Queenstown like for the resale condos? So I have over here is the performance for all the different projects that I have shared with you earlier. This is the price trend analysis. So how are the Queenstown condos actually performing right now? As I've shared with you earlier, Stirling Residences actually have one of the higher PSF that is transacted in the whole entire area. For the launch day of 2018, imagine you are here right now at 2018, you can actually consider a few projects. You can consider the Stirling Residences, Commonwealth, Margaret, Ville, or Queen's Peak. Which one will you pick when you're in 2018? Will you pick the new launch or will you pick the resale? So many people might think that the resale is actually cheaper, and that's why resale is something that they can consider. But now we can actually fast forward and tell you what have happened. So for the Stirling Residences, which back then was a new launch, in fact it increased a total of 35% over these 7 years itself. Stirling is one of the projects that performed better during the same time frame. So right now we're also at a point whereby the Stirling Residences price is actually the same as the price for the Penrith, and that's why if a new launch is very similar to the resale, and in fact if it's around 100 to 200 PSF more expensive, this is something that you can consider, because buyers' preference are always similar. They will prefer something newer because they need less renovation, and this is something that they are looking to stay in for a long time. So usually buyers who are looking for own stay, they have more emotions. And hence, right now after the Stirling has already TOP, the best performing project at the moment is actually Stirling, because it increased the most in terms of the PSF, even though they are in a very similar location. And how much profits did these 4 projects make over similar time? So for 2-bedroom, we can see that the Stirling Residences actually made the highest amount of profit, around 288,000 on average. And for the 3-bedroom, it's around 511,000 on average, followed by the 4-bedroom, around 927,000 on average. So Stirling Residences is still one of the better performing projects among all these resale. Why? Because buyer preferences is always on newer projects, and right now if you were to look at this whole Queenstown area, the newest project will be Penrith, and that's why if you're thinking whether you should go for resale or go for Penrith, if you're able to stretch your budget, then definitely Penrith is the way to go if you're looking for both investment and staying also. So right now we're actually at step 5, which is the exit plan. We have already understand more about Queenstown, the location, the price of the resale nearby, and also the layout of the resale nearby. Is it too high for you to enter Penrith today? And how should you exit if you were to enter Penrith? So to answer this, we actually look at a few things, including like the URA master plan, the upcoming transformation, the upcoming land bids, and also the prices that have already been transacted for the land bids. So over here at the URA transformation, we do have some empty land which the government plans to sell in the future. And this is actually one of the exit points for you to take out your profits. Why? Because when there's a new land bid, usually the land bid is higher and higher, and when the land bid is higher, naturally the price that the new developer have to sell for the new project will be much more higher. So the empty land that we have over right now is actually around these locations. So we can see on the URA master plan, the ones in circle are actually subject to detailed planning, and also they are currently not sold yet. These are actually the upcoming transformation which will allow you to have more profits at the end of the day. And where is Penrith? Penrith is actually located here, very close to the MRT station over here. Next, it'll be very easy for you to exit, because nearby Penrith we have many $1 million HDB clusters, and in all these clusters, the owners will have easily earned more than 500,000 depending on the size of HDB that they have bought. And using all these profits, they are able to upgrade to nearby projects, and including Penrith. And that's why it will actually be easier for you to make profits if you were to enter Penrith and choose a very good location like Queenstown. Next, when we are talking about the land bid price, something very important is to understand what are the future land bid price. Why? Because future land bid price will actually equates to the future new launch price that you will be entering to for you if you do not choose any new launch now, or for the future buyers if you're entering in the future. So when I shared earlier that the land bid price is around 1154 PSF PPR, we can see that at this price of 1,154 PSF PPR, we do see Bayshore, which is the OCR, having a higher land bid price as compared to Penrith, which is the RCR, and also there's Chuan Grove that is much more higher. So there are more and more land bids that are having higher land bid price, and this is the gap that you can take advantage of if you were to enter into Penrith. And one very exciting that I can share with you, which is the buyer tips, is that if you are currently staying into a Gokul or Hong Leong development right now, there is a chance that you can get a loyalty purchase, and this is only for existing owner and also the ex-owner, subject to the developer's approval. Secondly, there is actually a one-tier linkage, which means that if your parents, siblings or children, spouse currently own a Gokul or Hong Leong project, for example like Stirling Residences, then you will be eligible for the priority booking. Alternatively, what you can do is to buy with friends or relatives. Maybe you'll be eligible for VIP purchase, and also next you can consider the multiple purchase. So there are some chances whereby you can skip the queue as compared to the current market. And if you're not sure whether you're qualified to have priority booking, feel free to contact me so that I can help you to check about the qualifications and what you need. So if you're a buyer who's still thinking whether you should consider Queenstown, Queenstown is really something that you shouldn't miss out, because this location have very limited supply while the demand is very high. Also, we're 100% fully sheltered to the Queenstown walkway, which means it'll be very convenient for you and your families, whether they are visiting your place or maybe your kids want to go to school themselves. This is something that you don't need to worry. Also, we have a very good developer, which is Gokul Land and also Hong Leong, and right now there could be priority queue if you're ex-owners of Gokul Land or Hong Leong projects. So from what we have discussed, the estimated price for the Penrith will be around 2,600 PSF. And is this price high? Honestly, it have been accepted in the market. We can see that Stirling Residences, some of the PSF have already reached 2,600 PSF, and also Stirling Residences will actually TOP sometime back in 2022, and this one will be TOP in 2029. Right now we are buying a new at the same resale price, and it's very similar to like your iPhone. If you can upgrade to your iPhone 17 at a very low price, then why not consider? Last but not least, all the layouts for the Penrith have not been out yet, and I'll be doing another video to share with you more about the facing and all the different layouts in depth detail for part 2. So if you haven't done so, remember to subscribe to my channel, and also follow my Telegram group chat whereby I'll share with you free information. And also, if you haven't saved the dates, these are all the important dates that you need to save, because all the new launches are coming back to back, and these locations are also very good. We have locations at Holland Village area, here in Queenstown, Clementi, also Orchard area and Bukit Timah area. All these locations are very good. Save these preview dates if you're interested in these projects, and if you do not know what to do, then feel free to contact me anytime over a 15-minute sharing. My number is on the top, and I'll actually see you next week. Thank you, bye bye.